Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is freeing ourselves from any religious and spiritual dogma that may be holding us limited and breaking through that proverbial glass ceiling, right? I put the mermaid there as a symbol of the possibilities and of something that we're made to believe don't exist. I don't know if that's the best wording. Let me explain. What I mean is that science and mainstream 3D society makes us believe that mermaids don't exist. Do they exist in reality or not? I can't be certain, you might not be certain, but there's a definite possibility if we open our minds and hearts. So, I want that to be a symbol of what religions and spiritual teachings and directions have done with their dogmatic teachings. They have helped people reach a certain spiritual level, but not go beyond that by imposing certain limitations, religious limitations and beliefs, and so on, that keep us stuck at a certain level and not go beyond it. So, thank you. I was just guided to add something. Give me 1 second. Wayne Dyer talked about that in one of the videos. I don't remember which spiritual teacher he was referring to. I think it was a guru in India, but sorry, I don't remember for sure. But he talked about how this spiritual teacher had someone sitting with him who wanted to learn from him, but whose mind was already completely full of ideas of how things should be, that he was not actually open to learning. And he, like, in that story, I wish I could give you the details, I'm sorry. But in that story, the guru asked his visitor if he wanted a cup of tea. So then he put the cup, and he had a saucer, in front of his guest and kept pouring until it overpoured and poured all over the lap of the guest. And he said, "Stop, the cup is full." And he said, "Yes, exactly. You can't fill a cup that is already full." Meaning, you know, if your mind is already full and you already have all these preconceived notions of how things should be and how they are, then you can't truly be open to the pure divine teachings that come directly to you to actually teach you how it actually is, and that there are no limitations. And if we fully get into that state of oneness, if we all are in it, there are no limitations. We can all perform miracles. We can all do amazing things. We can all do healings. But it's all those dogmatic teachings that limit everyone. And I struggle with it too. I know deep down in my core that all of this is possible, and I know that my sole purpose in this lifetime is a really, really big mission that I have to fulfill. And I'm still struggling with, like, breaking free from these mental limitations, and along with that our emotional limitations and so on, right? Because just like everyone else, I was raised in a society that imposed certain limitations. And German society, same as in North America, is very liberal, but it doesn't matter where in the world you are. Everywhere on this planet, societies teach limitations in one form or another. And so do religions and spiritual teachings, even with the best of intentions. And basically the way this came to me was, there are actually two aspects that I want to share. One is, at the beginning of the summer, I found a group that met in the park to do yoga in the park, followed by a sound bath, and it was really lovely. I went there, and the first time I totally loved it and thought, okay, awesome, I'm gonna go there every time. And sometimes I couldn't go, sometimes she canceled, but all the following times that I went, I got sick afterwards, and I was thinking, what's going on? She's a nice person, she means well, the people who go there are cool. It's a great idea to do it in the outdoors and have it sort of casual, you know. But something was off, and I was trying to figure out what exactly that was, but I wasn't too focused on it because I was dealing with other stuff. And then last night I had a dream that, oh, now I don't remember the wording, shoot, but something about the dogma limiting. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Sorry, one sec. And I scribbled it in, yes, okay. So in the dream, I left the Orthodox church where I was only a guest anyway. And I had been there with a guy sort of, but he was gone, but I didn't realize that he had fully and completely left already. So that translates into my masculine side, and my feminine side was still trying to go back, but didn't really want to, but felt like she should. And then in the dream, I found out that the masculine wasn't going back there and had fully left. And then I knew that I shouldn't go back either, or I didn't want to go back and I wouldn't. And after I woke up, it was instantly clear to me that it referred to religious dogma. And I knew that it referred to that group because, oh no, maybe it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago, sorry. Because the day matched when that group was supposed to be meeting. And I said I wouldn't come, but I didn't say that I would never come back again. I just said I couldn't make it. And I felt relieved, and I finally worked on a project at home that I really wanted to work on. And sometimes I have to ride on those energy waves when I get them, when I get this really creative energy, because if I don't, then who knows? Like, I don't know when the next sort of creative wave hits me, right? Like, it could be a while. So I wanted to make sure I do that. And that's, oh yeah, that following night. Okay, so it was last night. Then I got the dream that I had done the right thing. Anyhow, it doesn't matter when. So that was the one thing. And then 3 years ago, and this is separate, but it ties in. 3 years ago, I was meditating and singing some spiritual songs, or actually more just drumming, under a tree right next to the lake. And I had found like the perfect quiet spot, except in the end, there was a party boat. So in the end, I cut that evening short. But anyway, sorry, that's beside the point. While I was there and meditating and just sort of being in oneness temporarily with nature, or like tuning in, I suddenly had this incredibly strong sort of godly knowing. It was almost like a voice, but I think it was a voice. Sorry, it was 3 years ago. I just know the message was, this is wrong. This is all wrong. All of it. And it referred to the way society is set up, the way governments are set up, our social infrastructure, our business structures, healthcare, education, everything. The way we live in housing that is not in harmony with nature. Everything is completely out of sync with nature and Mother Earth and with our spirituality and the way we're supposed to, or we're created to function as human beings. The way it's set up is keeping us suppressed from our highest potential. Thank you. And that's actually what spiritual and religious dogma does as well, right? So even if you do want to spiritually rise up, those certain teachings will ensure that we don't break the glass ceiling and develop to the point of Buddha or Jesus or any of those other ascended masters. And of course, some have managed to break through that. But now we're at a point where many of us are in this ascension process, and where many of us need to break through. I needed to say something stronger than want. We need to break through this glass ceiling, through these imposed limitations that are imposed on us by basically like keeping everyone in the matrix and brainwashed and so on. Okay, I think that's it for explanations. So, whoops, sorry. Yeah, I think that's also significant. I just tripped over the tripod. Okay, it's all good. But something about tripping over things, tripping over parts in our own path, tripping over the obstacles put in our way. So we're still stumbling and tripping over stuff. Our path isn't quite clear yet. So please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies. And reconnect us very strongly with our own pure divine love light energies. And let them be so strongly activated. And let them transmute any and all dark and lower vibrational energies that are still within us. And all limitations. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all four directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all four elements, air, earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light, of the multiverse that are of the light. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Okay. Let us start by removing any and all imposed limitations and restrictions that have been planted in us and reinforced through dogma, as well as laws, code of conduct, societal norms, and many other things in society, in culture, in the media, in our surroundings that have kept us stuck at a limited level of our spiritual ascension and development. And they shall all be cast into the light and banished out of our lives, and be transmuted into pure divine love light energy and be returned to source for reintegration. Be gone. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Let our minds be emptied of all the false light teachings that have kept us limited. Let all of that be put into the light. And be burnt away and transmuted into pure divine love light energy and be returned to source for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Let our minds be fully and completely empty of all these preconceived notions and false light teachings. And with that, let the purity of our hearts be returned as well. And through that heart connection, that's why I chose the heart-shaped dish and the red candle. By stepping more into our heart space, we shall connect more and more with Mother Earth, and through Mother Earth with the divine, and be in oneness with all of creation. And with a full heart and an open mind, an open and empty mind, we shall be ready, able, and willing to receive all the direct teachings from the divine that are unadulterated, that are uncensored, that are unmonitored, that are pure and come directly from the divine to us through whichever means the divine communicates with each and every one of you. And like, for example, with myself, my dreams are usually very strong. I'm a clairsentient, so I constantly feel stuff. I'm claircognizant, so like I get these knowings. And aside from that, like those are my three strongest ones. But once in a while, I see something like a vision, and I see a lot of words and signs that suddenly stand out to me. So there might be an item on the street where I'm like, oh, this feels important. And that's why, like, a lot of times I bring them and have them in the ceremony. Just like I felt like I had to bring the mermaid home. It was in one of those community pantry or donation boxes. And I had no idea what I would do with it. And suddenly it all came together, right? So we get these strong inklings, these urges that we can barely resist them. Like we could, but then like I've learned, if I don't listen to it, I regret it later. So I've learned to just go with it. So in whichever way things come to you, your instinct is your connection to the divine, to your higher self, right? So even if you don't have any developed clairs, everybody has an instinct. It's just even that has been suppressed by logic and science-based and proof-based society. So that be open. We are now open to receive all the teachings directly from the divine. And we shall be so strong, centered and grounded within ourselves, and in tune with Mother Earth, that we will not allow anyone who has different spiritual beliefs or who is still very much stuck in dogmatic ways of practicing spirituality, we shall not allow them to divert us from our path, and we shall not allow their contaminated views to enter us. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Yeah, that's all that wanted to come through. Wasn't sure if that was it, but our minds are now open to imagine and visualize anything. There shall be unlimited possibilities that we're opening ourselves up to. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. Wow. Okay, let this ceremony now be finished, and accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey, and for being a part of this collective. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. Bye.